Greetings, viewers, and welcome to another Slacker Symposium. We're happy to see you virtually today as we talk about our new favorite subject, Springtime Surprise, which in Slacker Nation we are dubbing the Star Wars Surprise because we're old school and we like the dark side races at Disney World. I've got a great cast of characters here for you today. As always, we'll lead off with the leader of the channel. It's his kingdom. It's his way or the highway. Jar, Ox, and Spoon. You there, bathtub, Jar?
What was that? I don't get it.
X.
Oh, you led me astray with the whole bubble beard thing.
Yeah. Made it up just now.
Oh, now it's on your lips.
Yeah. I don't know why the water is not as hot today. I think the water heater should be doing okay. So
not a cold day in the Storybook Capital, so you would think you'd be okay. Thank you for joining us from the tepid pools of Bathtub Studio. And then, of course, the first lady of the channel. Wouldn't be a symposium without her. Lindsay, welcome.
Thank you. I'm going to point out my Star Wars weekend flex, which is the Disneyland 2017 Star Wars weekend. It's definitely, jacket's a little smaller on me than it was in previous years, but I'm wearing it and rocking it like a champ. Because we all know the best part about runDisney merch is being able to flex it at another runDisney race or occasion.
Back from a big trip, and we're glad she could fit us in and make time. She's also coming off an injury, which I'll let her elaborate on. But the sibling is here, Jez D.
Sibling is here. I am braced and ready to go. Had an injury. I wish it was sports related, but no, it is clumsiness related. Got a little ankle injury that I will be nursing throughout the surprise weekend, but it will not stop me from running a slacker pace of a 10-miler. Fortunately, I think I only either fell down a stair or just 2 stairs, so not too much damage. No breaks, just a little swelling. And I get to wear my tennis shoes to work. They said I could race on it, so we're good.
I want to paint the picture of Jez bravely resting and icing her foot on the cabana after falling. That she was lying down in the cabana like a princess with her little pillow.
Hardships.
She was brave.
You could put a picture right there, Jared.
Yeah.
I have one.
Well, we're glad you're not more severely injured.
No, it could have been much
put
worse.
Springtime Surprise at risk, right?
I mean, no head injuries or anything, we think.
Again, making sacrifices to be on the channel just for you, viewer. That's why we do this, is for you. And we all make huge sacrifices to make this happen. Me in particular, but celebrating multiple birthdays, I believe, today. We have M to the K. She has been birthdayed out, and I'd like some details on that. So MK, welcome to the symposium, and tell us about your birthdays, I believe, squared.
It is birthday squared. My husband is a twin, so he has to share his birthday every single year. And that often ends up in multiple celebratory meals over multiple days. And the sacrifice in particular that I'm making at this very moment, I abandoned the birthday boy. He is on the couch by himself, and I am back in his man cave watching something else, talking to all of you instead.
Did you leave him snacks?
We had just had dinner, so I don't even have to do that.
I don't think we've had any Fab Five content since M to the K made her exciting, impulsive decision.
I would like to say that we should change the name of this theme of a weekend, Star Wars / MK Surprise Weekend.
That's fair.
Think about it. Yeah, I was not planning on doing it. But the FOMO was real when the course came out. and it happened to be the only race that was still open. And long runs and liquor and the Fab Five goaded me until I couldn't take it anymore. And I registered very quickly and then realized I have to make a lot of other arrangements very fast. And I did, and I overpaid for lots of things. So do not wait until the last minute.
There you go.
Yay.
But I'll be there.
I think it really just hammers home the point of our commitment to the viewers. The MK would increase her Disney debt, make an impulse decision with lots of peer pressure from her closest friends to do that. So we're excited to have M to the K there. It's going to be fun. And it's a good opportunity to remind you guys to come and talk to us when you see us there, because we like to talk to you and get some pictures, etc. So in true production, performance, excellence fashion, we've been saving the best for last. We are always blessed when we get to have our guest on the channel. She lives up in the Rocky Mountains. I've gotten to visit Coach Camp. It's amazing. I can't wait to be back there in August of this year. We have Coach HJ. Heather is here. Thank you. Applause. That's a standing ovation. Heather, what's going on?
Hey, I am so excited to be here and that we actually get to talk about a real live Star Wars weekend. That's what this thing is. I have not really thought of it any other way. And I'm very happy to be here with all of you, because Zoom calls are the only way that I get to be with you on the regular until we go to the Disney place.
J. Crow, I don't know if you know this story. Did I tell you the story about during the half marathon, one of our, I would say dozens of viewers now came up to me. Did I tell you this story?
I don't think so.
So one of my absolute favorite external validation moments from Princess Half Marathon Weekend, and we have literally dozens of viewers who came up to us. You notice the upgrade? We're up to dozens now. Truly phenomenal people on a sidebar. Like, our viewers are awesome. Or if we have unawesome viewers, they didn't say hi, which is great. So anyway, but my favorite external validation moment was right before I went into MK Magic Kingdom. There was someone who ran up to me and said, "Wait, are you Lindsay Reed? Are you Lindsay?" And I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "You're Lindsay from Coach HJ's channel?"
Yes.
"You're one of the slackers from Coach HJ's channel?" And I'm like, "Yes." She said Coach Heather, but that was how she branded us was, "Are you Lindsay from Coach Heather's channel?"
I love it. It's just so meta. And it's nice that we get to do crossover events like this.
Mm-hmm. That's when I knew we'd meet at J. Crow. Is that?
No, I agree. And I will there's not a ton of things that I would be like, yeah, I want to be associated with that. But with Coach HJ, I'm happy to be associated with that. So you guys ready to get into the meat of the evening with some symposium questions?
Let's do it.
Jar looks ready. Look at him. Is the water still tepid, or are you?
It's still fine. Might need to add some more Frozen 2 bubble bath, but
I was going to say the bubbles look a little lacking.
Yeah, I guess I'll add some more.
I think you need to let it go.
Well done.
I think it's tepid is okay. There've been a few times where I've been concerned of him passing out from heat stroke in Tub Studios watching him.
He likes hot Tub Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lukewarm Tub Studios.
So we actually feel safer that he's in the tepid pool of his own filth.
Especially because he.
That's a Seinfeld. But anyway.
You know better than most people, J. Crow, what a clean man Jar Oxen Spoon is.
I do want to clarify that was a Seinfeld quote, and Jar Oxen Spoon is, yes, one of the most hygienic people I've ever met, which I quickly realized the first time we shared a French Quarter room together. Mm-hmm. And that's a high compliment. Mm-hmm. Is how I mean that. All right, here we go. Question 1. We ready?
Ready.
I'm reading it off my watch because I'm tech savvy, right, Desiree?
That's right. Taught him everything he knows.
Springtime's Here we go. I'm presenting the question. Listen carefully because it is very detailed. Springtime Surprise falls on the Run Disney race weekend, formerly held by Star Wars race weekend, which Heather has already proclaimed that this is actually a Star Wars weekend just wrapped in different packaging. How will you personally add Sith-tinged sparkles or deliberate douses of Dagobah swamp water of honor and remembrance to this experience? So essentially, how are you going to tribute this to the Star Wars dark side races that we have formerly been branded? And I think for this particular question, I'm going to lead off with the jar to see what he thinks about that and how he plans on fulfilling that.
Well, I think personally what I'm going to do and what I've heard other people do, I'm doing all three races. Every race costume is going to have a Star Wars spin on it. No spoilers given. You just have to find us on any given race day. But that is one way we refuse to let our Star Warsiness of this weekend be one with the Force, because we will march on with this, even in the parks. I think one particular day you'll see us looking very Star Warsian in the park. And also, if you take on these same sentiments and if you share in this, I instead of just coming up to us and say, "Hey, slackers, I want you to give us your best Tusken Raider greeting," and we will come back and face you and give you a hearty Tusken Raider welcome as well.
Can I hear Jez's Tusken Raider, please?
Actually, probably not, because I have a small sleeping Tusken Raider at this point. But I will gladly hand that over to the J Crows to see.
J Crows, let's hear you.
We're gonna work on that one.
Sounded a bit like Kermit. Kermit as a Tusken Raider.
Yeah, I think Kermit's my alter ego. So
So many.
Yeah.
Is that part of the next story time with J Crows? Is that going to be like Kermit as a Tusken Raider?
Well, it certainly could. I shared with Heather earlier in the week that we have a new script that came out this week. It's the Tempest Runner, which would be the script equivalent to when we got Jedi Lost. Same author, and it came out as an audiobook first. And now we have the High Republic version of that, which I haven't got to dive into yet, but I'm psyched about it. So I bet we can fit some Tusken Raiders in there.
Yeah, as an aside to that, the audiobook performance of it is a bit over the top, and I do believe that we could do better.
There you have it.
Does the Tempest Runner star Homestar Runner?
Do you know what Homestar Runner is, J Crow?
No.
I think he was a
Scotch too old.
Scotch too old. Just a scotch. It was a college thing.
Wait, HJ, do you know what Homestar Runner is?
No clue. If he's a Scotch old, I think you would enjoy Homestar Runner. I think it is right up HJ.
Enlighten us. Like, give me just the Cliff Notes version of what it even is. Is it a TV show, a radio show?
It was an internet site and also series of shorts.
It's all in Flash.
All in Flash. So some people have immortalized it in YouTube. There are many things that we will quote from it. And if you find people of a certain age, they will know Homestar Wannel.
Homestar Wannel.
I'm going to test that theory if I could remember. Notice that I went straight to TV and you guys went straight to internet. I think that's the perfect descriptor of that generational change. And I'm not that much older than the siblings, but I was that last generation where computer class was like a new thing when I was a senior in high school. Like, we have a computer lab. This is cool. and the internet. So
you're making HJ's head hurt.
For me, the designation is: did you take your notes on a laptop in college or graduate school, or did you take them on paper?
Notebook.
I took them on paper in college, but I took it on a laptop in grad school. But that was also like 10 years removed.
Oh, that'll do. Speaking of story time with J. Crow, Jared, am I remembering incorrectly that when we went to Princess and interacted with our lovely viewers, wasn't there some demand for another story time? Weren't there some people who expressed hope that they were eyeing to behold another story time? Or am I completely making that up?
I think it was quite the opposite. Although we do owe Wilderness Runner 210 her Slackers telethon thing.
That's
the time when Storytime with J. Crow come up was from our beloved Kunkel, who admitted he hasn't watched the last one.
Okay.
So
Muppets Go to Agrabah.
Muppets Go to Agrabah.
Yes.
Agrabah.
I'm hurt,
That's
Kunkel.
a huge
That was
oversight.
that was some of my best work, man.
Yeah, Kunkel, stop this video now and watch that.
I'm
Come on,
hurt.
Yeah, that's a huge oversight because that's canon. Like,
Don't you love how I completely rewrote the history in my head? Because in my head, it was, oh, there's demand. People want another story time with J. Crow. And okay.
yeah, and I was on an emotional roller coaster because I went, wow, people actually like that, and then Jared said, no, they actually didn't. So thanks for that, Jar. Well, I am looking forward to the costume specifics and how you're able to incorporate Star Wars into this springtime weekend. And Jez sounds a little chatty tonight, so I think we'll throw it to her and see what she thinks about how she's going to make springtime surprise glow with the Star Wars glow like Obi-Wan and Anakin and Yoda when they're, gone to the Force.
Is that like supposed to mean something there, J. Crow? Like I'm only there like in spirit or something? I think that the way I will
with your ankle, maybe.
Yeah, with my ankle. With the Star Wars love is I really want to test out some walking with the power and the intensity of one Sith Lord at a time, just really taking on the course with the broad steps, the sureness of a Darth Vader, the creepiness of Snoke, the majestic just twirling of as my child calls it, the Praetorial Guard, even though I know that's not the name. Just really test what that footwork feels like, so I can feel a little bit that dark side still within the race weekend.
I could feel the hatred.
Yeah, I think it's mainly because there's a thing on my ankle, and I won't be able to run normally anyway. So why not?
You still gotta go fast enough. I need someone to do character stop for the video.
MK, you haven't had as much time to contemplate how you're going to Star Wars this springtime surprise weekend, but we're interested in hearing your thoughts and feelings.
Well, I feel like this weekend, because of the hastiness of it and my indecisive nature of clicking the button to spend thousands of dollars for a 4-day trip, has kind of drawn out a little bit of not anger, but maybe confusion. And like, where did all of my money go? This was not my plan. I had plans that weekend, and
Happiness. That's where it went. Happiness.
It went to happiness.
I'm trying to think of that.
Don't want to interrupt, but I think it's worth interjecting to say that viewer is the type of peer pressure we face here at the Storybook Capital when it comes to spending these thousands of dollars. Rewind the tape if you're able and just play Jar saying that one more time. Take it back, MK.
Wait, MK, weren't you
yes.
signed up for another race?
I was. So I'm taking an extra big hit in my pocketbook but I must say, once I started to think about what we were going to do and every other race weekend that I spend with these people on your screen and the place that we're at, the places we eat, the external validation we receive, it made it easier. And now I don't even really think about the money anymore. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go to Disney again and I'm going to go hang out with everybody. And what's our costume that day? And when do I need to start packing, kind of thing. So at first, I think I started out with feeling the dark side a lot more than I normally would. Although I've been told that when I arrive places, people feel a disturbance in the force anyway. I feel like I will live up to that. However, there's still good in me. And I think people will see that after I get there and realize, you know what, who cares? I'm here. Let's just do it. Whatever. And I think I'll land somewhere between the dark side and the light side.
Well, we're glad you're going to be there, MK. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be great.
Try that last minute Disney stuff. So way to go. Heather, as the veteran runDisney aficionado of the group, we can't wait to hear your thoughts and feelings. And I will say my Star Wars go-to person, talk about MK and I having an ongoing discussion. Heather and I have
a book club. I mean,
it's basically a book club of two. Yes, which I love. So, floor is yours.
I would have to say that again, like Mr. Spoon said, all of my costumes are going to represent the best that Star Wars have to offer. And I do have to say that, I mean, the Force is going to be strong with the Rebellion, really, as far as I'm concerned, but there is a balance. There has to be light, there has to be dark, and there has to be a balance. So the apparel will reflect that. However, I will not be making such dramatic changes to my locks as I did last year. It was fun while it lasted. I will say that while trying to remove the Sabine blue, we couldn't. We tried 3 times. It would not go away. And so this is just covered up. It's just purple covering up the old blue. So no, there will not be a dramatic change to the hair color this particular time.
You know,
that's not to say it won't happen in the future.
There's more than one way to change your hair color.
I know. I'm aware. I needed something to cover up the blue.
Wink, wink. I can't wink, so this is all you'll get.
I'm gonna try winking. How do I do?
It has to be really, really, really exaggerated.
That's why Jared fell in love with me. I winked.
I think there's some symbolism to the Sabine blue not fading, though.
Yeah, I do too. It did not want to leave. It did not. It hung on and hung on and hung on. And my hair designer was I call her a designer. Yes, was baffled. She's like, I don't know how to get rid of this. Okay, let's just paint over it.
Which is such a Sabine answer to it.
Yep.
When I think of my Sabine Wren, I always think of that spray paint look, bright colors, rebellious, and not in lockstep with the group. So
very artful, meaningful. Yes. It has purpose and yet symbolism as well.
And at one time, the holder of the dark saber.
Exactly.
Yes, I think that's important knowledge for the channel.
That is important for a lot of people.
I could probably talk about Sabine Wren for like 4 hours, but we're going to kick it to Lindsay to tell us a little bit about her thoughts and feelings about this upcoming weekend and how it relates to Star Wars. But another Hawaii returnee who is making time to get on the channel, which we appreciate. All yours, Lindsay.
I don't know. I was going to say that before we got on Zoom, Jared said he was hoping for you to spend 4 hours talking about Sabine. It can be the first episode.
That's why we're friends. Yes.
we have at least 2 feature-length film episodes, but do we have any episodes that would have taken 2 VHS tapes? I don't know. So take it away. Just kidding. That was all a lie. So, like everyone else, I will be participating in the Star Wars costuming for all the races. I will be participating in a Star Wars bounding day with the rest of the slackers. But, coming off of Princess, which has its own distinct vibe, which is not really my vibe. However, I still paid hundreds of dollars to do it. So obviously, I made a choice.
It's vibe enough.
Yeah, I will not complain about it because we had fun. However, I am really interested in the number of people I've heard who are going to be embracing the Star Wars surprise theming in their own ways. And so I think I'm going to try and build a Rebel Alliance while we're there. I think we're going to try and find all the people who are holding fast to the Star Wars weekend. We don't have to be rude. We don't have to overthrow it or be like, booze, worse. Like, whatever. They're giving us a race, and that's fantastic. But I want a little bit of a Rebel Alliance, to speak the truth of the light and the Force through our costumes and things we talk about that are very obscure and adorable. So, you're interested in joining the Rebel Alliance, come find me, likely in front of the stage, halfway between the stage and the food tent at the beginning of the races. Yeah.
I was definitely guided by the Force to have you go last because that was strong.
Oh, really?
And I agree.
Good work.
Yes, I agree. I didn't in any way equate this to a Star Wars tribute type thing. I just thought like the 5 of us, and Heather obviously would be on board, but I didn't think about there being an upswell of, I think you're right. I think people will. So thanks for that call to arms in a passive way, obviously.
Yes.
That's so exciting. Call to Sabers.
Call to Sabers.
Is that what yes. Thank you, Jazz, for the save on
Anytime.
that. Yes. Call to Sabers. We'll look for you on the stage.
Will be lightsabers aloft
I'm sure.
this. So
this is making me rethink a lot of things, like how many lightsabers do I need to plan to pack and things like that.
And if you'll want to actually spectate, maybe. Any other thoughts and feelings on the Star Wars takeover? If not, I'll move to question 2. Listen closely. These are very detailed. Your Disney entourage now includes 2 characters of your choice. 1 from Star Wars lore. Let's do canon. I don't know my Legends people well. And the other from a character within the race themes. What was so funny about that?
I'm gonna pick Mara Jade.
Were you? You can do Legends. Sorry.
No, my answer is not in Legends.
Okay.
It just opened up a whole different realm, and I didn't.
Heather,
think
can we talk a second? What are your thoughts and feelings on Legends?
I believe that there was some solid storytelling in there, and that the wonderfully talented Dave Filoni is starting to kind of hook some of those characters into Star Wars canon it gracefully and appropriately, that I think it's only a matter of time where we are going to see hopefully people like Mara Jade, maybe Jorah Sabaoth, and all of those other cool folks from the Legends, among many, many others. And I think it's just a matter of time. But I'm trusting Dave Filoni to tell the story. I really do. I enjoy going back on my long runs, and I'll listen to the original Thrawn trilogy over and over.
Beautiful thoughts.
That was probably the most beautiful thing I've heard spoken on this channel. I adore you, Jar Oxen Spoon, but Heather just killed that. And I will say, I think FOMO, MK brought up FOMO earlier. I didn't get into Legends. It was just a time in my life where devoting time to novels and comics and things. That wasn't my focus like it is now. So I always felt like I missed out on Legends to the point I would never catch up. Right. But with the canon stuff, I got in on the ground floor. Like I'm on it. I'm caught up and I can keep up. And so my aversion's probably not even the right word, but my aversion to Legends is I was just so far behind on that stuff. I was out of the loop. And then to the point I didn't think this stuff, like, whoa, and just to put that in perspective, this High Republic stuff is coming out so rapidly. I mean, we're a year, 18 months into this stuff. And
I can't keep up.
If you're not staying up with it, you're going to have a hard time keeping up. So Jar will probably cut this out and make it like its own episode.
You have so many thoughts and feelings, J-Crow. It's beautiful.
There are very many.
No, it's a huge universe they've created. And
do you want to start talking about the comic books?
Well, then that's the thing. I've gotten into the comics in a huge way, and it's opened up this whole new thing. And I will say, for anyone who is interested in this, none of you maybe, but the way they're doing High Republic, if you're not doing novels, the young adult readers and the comic books, you're not getting the full story.
Oh.
Like they're tying them in that closely that I'll read a novel and be like, I don't know who this character is. I'll order a young adult, a novel, and it's their full backstory and it's killer. I mean, they're killing it with this High Republic stuff. So anyway,
so where does Jedi Academy fit into all of that? This is what my kid reads.
I think Jedi Academy is even its own little world.
It's its own little thing.
It's amazing.
If you cut any of this out, it's a crime. It's just.
Hey, I'm looking forward to April 5th where Lego Star Wars comes out.
I also want to ask Jared, when you said lore instead of canon, was it just because you were using lore as a synonym for canon in your head, or were you actually making the distinction between Legends and canon?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking you. You wrote the question.
Oh, no, I wasn't making a distinction between canon and Legends. I just use the word lore.
He likes to use the word lore instead of story or universe. Lore is usually his word of choice.
Lore.
Now here we are. That was beautiful. Jacob, that was beautiful. that sparked some feelings. Like seeing your joy is fantastic. It also made me laugh, but with you.
I have no idea where we are in the programming. I can remember asking the question about the two characters. Did I actually ask anyone to answer?
You didn't even ask the question.
We didn't even finish the question.
Okay, thank you.
Got to Star Wars lore, and at lore.
Sorry, okay.
And you threw in canon versus Legends, and which screwed everything
that is all
up.
accurate. Yep. Okay, that is all accurate. So the question is, what characters would you have as part of your entourage if you could pick someone from the Star Wars universe? We'll do canon or Legends, even though we would just went on a 10-minute tangent on that.
Or lore.
Or lore. Thank you, Jar. And here's the more specific part. One of the characters from the themes of this upcoming Springtime Surprise race weekend, that would be the other. Who would you choose?
As part of our entourage.
As part of your entourage. You get two guests. One is a Star Wars person, and the other is from the theming of Springtime Surprise. So your answers are limited on that one, but they're huge on the other.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, Jez, have you had time to think through this very complicated question?
Not really. I don't know who I would choose from the Star Wars universe because there's so many different things to think about. Like, is my companion going to get into a fight? Do I even want to be associated with that? Do I have to carry my companion and make sure it doesn't eat small creatures? Does my companion require oil and charging and things? Those are all very complicated questions to think about when you're thinking about your travel companion. And it also depends on where you're traveling. is it
Walt Disney World.
Well, there you go. Well, that was quick. Well, if you think about what's going to get us the things that we really like to do as slackers at Walt Disney World, and I would have to go with, which sounds a little just, of the moment, but I would have to go with our little friend Grogu, who would get us all the external validation that we ever want. I mean, he's the cutest little thing. And from the races, our friend Remy, because he can feed me. I mean, it's real simple. There you have it. Also, they're pocket-sized-ish. Carry Grogu, backpack, hold it. Remy,
Bonus question
on your shoulder.
Bonus question: who would win in a fight?
Obviously Grogu.
Okay.
But would Grogu try to eat him? Probably. We'd have to sort that all out first. Get him a macaron, he'll be fine.
That's a great point on the Grogu. Want to devour that deer character.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't usually go for furry things. Kermit,
Slimy?
on the other hand, he might want to go for Kermit.
I could see a T-shirt with something like that on the Austin Spoon website.
Yes.
HJ, I'm looking at you. I think you're going to bring some serious wisdom to this question, but who would you bring along Walt Disney World, a Star Wars character of your choosing as part of your entourage? So like sauntering through the park like the Fab Five do. And a character from the race.
I would have to say that opening up Legends kind of confused me for a moment, but I still think I'm going to go with my original planned answer. And that's going to be, joining me, henceforth, really, from Star Wars lore would have to be Fennec Shand from the Book of Mando Fett. She kind of proves herself to be a worthy protector. So, if we've got Grogu with us, people are going to be flocking to us and we're going to have to beat him off with a stick. So I think Fennec Shand would be a better protector, and maybe she's overly protective at times, but I'm willing to overlook it. But I kind of like having someone watching our backs. And I think as for the themed character from the race themes, this one, I have to say this one was a bit tougher because I felt like our options were limited. I'm going to have to say that I have unlocked this door with a key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind, and moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. And my guide through this dimension shall be Rod Serling.
That was beautiful.
That was strong.
That was strong work. Strong
I had to
work.
dig deep for that one, guys.
That's good.
I had to dig deep.
Very good.
Did you know that in your mind already, or did you do a little research beforehand?
I had to think about Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. And then I thought Twilight Zone. I'm like, oh, wait, Rod Serling.
Jar, how's the tepid pool?
No, the water got a little hot a little earlier, so I'm doing fine. I think my toes are getting a little pruny, but
I bet you're pruny. You've been in there a while.
yeah, nothing that Mr. Beast bar can't cure.
That endorsement implied?
Yeah, he has just a little less subscribers than us, so
Just a smidge fewer.
yeah.
Well, while you consume that, why don't you drop some knowledge on us?
Well, I think my choices are all about access, because nowadays, as the COVID is waning, more people are going to the Disney place. And last couple times, it's pretty crowded here. What am I going to do? Am I just going to eat all day? Can I go on any rides? Oh, let me get Disney Genie Plus and buy it for the whole day and ride one ride. Okay, I'll do that. So my choices are based on access. And what better accessible character on Star Wars than R2-D2? Because he can get you in any place. Just has a little key and go, and do that. Also, we eat a lot. Don't have to feed him. Just plug him in while we eat. If he even gets plugged in. Well, that's one cost saving thing. So that's my Star Wars choice. For the race theme choice, I'm going to keep the same theme, and it's all about access. And I'm going to go with the third most popular set of ears in Disney history. It's Joe Rohde, because he's the designer of Animal Kingdom. He can give us a lot of behind the scenes things and some access, and say like, "Oh yeah, I never turned in my key to the backside of Pandora or whatever it is." So I will go with the ear himself. We all lobe him. This is Joe Rohde. To take us around the WDW.
But who would win in a fight?
Oh man, R2D2 would win in a fight.
That's the shocker.
I've never seen Joe Rohde fight, but R2's got I don't know what he's made of, metal, titanium, whatever. He can fly also, as seen in episode 2.
So the Joe Rohde comes in because of the Everest medal, is how you're tying that together.
Yes.
That was that's strong creative work there, King.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you run the channel.
Sponsored by Mr. Beast Bar.
Endorsement implied.
Hopefully.
J. Crow, can I jump in, because the King and I have one of the same answers?
Yeah, please.
So I was also going to say that my Star Wars character is going to be a droid. I hadn't thought of R2D2 specifically, but because of the last few trips, or basically since Fast Pass went away and people started coming back, I was like, we need someone that can get us to the front of lines, or like beep, beep, boop our Genie Plus to get us into all the rides that we want to get on. So, but the droid I have in my head is the one from season 1 of Mandalorian, who, no spoilers, sad face things. Yeah. What was the name of that droid? Or what is the name of that droid? Who was it? B11. Okay. Yeah. Because he has a tender side to him. I feel like he would carry Jez while she rehabs her foot. We know that he has fight in him. If we end up there's a crowd of people of viewers who want to externally validate us when we're not ready for it. We're always ready for it. Always ready for it. And I think he could work the system. Get us on to Slinky Dog or something, or Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, or Hollywood Tower Hotel, whatever it's called.
When was the last time I rode Slinky Dog?
I know. I don't ride rides hardly anymore because there's no Fast Pass, and also because we go every blue moon, or every full moon, not every blue moon. Like I just don't wait in lines longer than 45 minutes anymore. And I'm not sad about it, but yeah. So I want a droid. I want a droid there with me. Then my race themed character would for sure be Gusto. Or is it Gusto or Gusto? Gusto. Because that guy looked nice and fun and encouraging. And I would love Gusto to get us backstage at Victoria and Albert, and before it opens, make us some delicious food. Or be like, hey, you couldn't get reservations at what's a place we never were able to get reservations at? A lot of places, it seems. What?
Topolino's Terrace is one.
Topolino's. Yeah, Gusto could get us into Topolino's for breakfast. Man, so he would be able to get us into the restaurants. We are too lazy to wake up at midnight or whatever time of day it is, 90 days or 60 days or 30 days. I don't even know how many days it is anymore. And he would cook for us. That's my answer. And I think B11, IG11, who may or may not be with us still. He would win in a fight for sure. But he would be sad about it. I think he'd feel sad about beating Gusto in a fight. That's why we like him. So, and I don't think Gusto would care. He'd be like, okay.
Strong answer. I do want to take a quick poll of everyone who's eaten breakfast at Topolino's. If you could just quickly chime in like a snippet of your thoughts and feelings. Go.
Best breakfast.
Best breakfast in all of Disney World.
In the words of J. Crow, yum.
It's delightful.
Best waffles.
You can order 3 things.
Yeah. You can literally order whatever you want. And like, oh, does the steak come with potatoes? It does now. The waiter will say.
All those potatoes.
You guys just nailed that because all those thoughts and feelings were bubbling up in me. That place is amazing. If you can get Resi there, that should be high on the list. Well, MK, if I'm doing the math in my head right, I think I've rounded everything out, and you're gonna finish us off. So, what are your thoughts and feelings on your character companions?
Well, as we've already discussed, I was not initially planning on being at this race weekend. So I got the assignment. I just didn't do the assignment. So this will be a very impromptu answer.
Sounds like me in college, by the way.
So the character from Star Wars would be really hard for me to pick because I'm working with so many different timelines. And I've got the High Republic book series. Do I pick somebody from there? They're very cool. We've got the original movies. We've got the Disney Plus series. And that's really hard for me to pick. Side note, me and the husband are rewatching, or I'm rewatching, and the husband is watching Clone Wars with me on Disney Plus, which makes me very happy.
Strong.
I'm having a hard time, but because of the person I'm going to pick for the race weekend, I will alter my Star Wars. I think I'm going to pick Mando to be my Star Wars character because he looks very intimidating, but he has a very kind heart. And I feel like based on the second season, he is looking for redemption from Mandalore. I feel like the storyline is going to take him back to Mandalore, and him and Grogu are going to go on some grand adventures there and meet some of the characters that we've seen before. That's what I would love to see. So I'm going to take Mando with me. And while Jared was talking about R2, for some reason, a park experience that all of us shared recently at Hollywood Studios made me think of, and he's not really connected with the races, but he works at Disney, and his name is John.
Yes.
And I think that he could double as the behind the scenes guy with the key and the work phone. And he could also double as Obi-Wan. So I think I'm covered on both fronts there. I don't even know the themes of all the races, honestly. I'm just doing the 10 miler, so I don't really know about the other ones. So those are my 2 picks.
John is on
John.
here.
He is incredible.
Yeah, we're going
Justin's looking confused.
Oh, you missed it, Justin.
Oh, I forgot.
Hey,
I'm going
Crow's
to tell
missed it.
Justin the story again.
Sorry.
Tell the viewers, because they want to know too.
John provided us the ultimate external validation
Yes.
in the parks.
Yes.
John is a cast member.
We
by
are
the way.
forever. Yeah,
I
John
kind
is
of
a-
inferred that, but thanks for clarifying.
Technically, I know like at the beginning when Galaxy's Edge opened, all the cast members of Galaxy's Edge had to be in character. He was not. I don't think from the beginning he was, but I thought that was a little different. But like, even if he was, I don't think he could have kept himself in character just because of the excitement he had when he saw us and even wanted to take a picture of us. So like even insisted that the photo pass photographer take a picture with him in the middle of us. And then he's
As a fan of the channel,
no, just
as
what we look like.
Yes,
because you guys
information.
bounded
I'll
so
show
well.
you, Justin. Yes, we'll show you.
I saw a picture with you guys with a cast member. So I have seen that picture.
MK is wise that he would be a great person to bring, especially on the 10 miler, because we're going through Batu.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I want a
That's
chocolate
a really
bar
good
now.
one.
Can I get a chocolate bar?
Yeah.
Okay.
We actually
one
spot
across
John.
back.
We saw John during Princess, and we weren't dressed as anything. We were, good. Do you remember us? But we didn't.
So you didn't go talk to him?
No.
Oh,
Why?
Oh man.
It was in front of like Vi and Ray and Chewie at one of the X-Wings near Rise of the Resistance. And Rise was down, surprise. So there's a lot of unhappy people.
MK, thank you for the enlightenment. I think that was a strong answer, and it created a tangential lane of lots of past remembrances about a time when I wasn't there, so I wasn't able to share. This is a question that's, it's deep to the heart of the channel. And I've always been a fan of things that are not mainstream. My favorite band's not mainstream. I've listened to radio stations that aren't mainstream, and they almost have their own secret language. And I think this does too. So if you're a fan of the channel, you'll know that what we are eyeing to behold this upcoming weekend is a big deal to this group. So MK, I'm going to lead with you. I want to know what you're eyeing to behold for Springtime Surprise.
I think I'm eyeing to behold the Disney place because I've been feeling a bit of burnout here at home. I don't know if it's work or I knew I wasn't going to go to this weekend, so I was just trying to find something else to focus on. But I'm eyeing to behold this 10-mile race that I've never done before that is going through Star Wars land. And the usual accoutrement of outfits and the external validation is always a big deal. And I believe I saw a dinner reservation for one of my favorite places that we did not get to go to last time that I'm excited to go to. Haleo is on the schedule, and I'm excited about that. Thank you. I believe Lynn's Reed covered that reservation. I don't know who did. Okay, whoever. Thank you. I'm excited.
We go again because I can't make that dinner.
I made that reservation because Jar Oxenstone and Lynn's Reed will be touring the lovely Give Kids the World campus.
Well, thank you.
I'm a little jealous of that. There are, as an aside, there are 6 spots. So we will need to figure out how to fill that because I don't think Marvin W. will come to that. Is that correct?
Not their favorite. Not because it's not great food, but no.
I have a friend that has never been, that is a friend of the channel, and
Alejo.
Alejo. Yes.
Oh, I need you to film that.
I want to be there.
I haven't even thought about the conversations and like how the experience will affect her until just now, but we are going to need a camera for that evening.
If you're available, you are more than welcome to join us. I don't know what your plans were, but I just made one for 6.
At the plan.
I'll just interject here. Hearing MK and not only endorsing, but enthusiastically inviting others to Haleo makes my heart sing.
Because the first experience.
It was a rough day, but we had a really good time.
Kimmy Runs the World went to Alejo with us for the first time. We got to have like Jar, Lynn's, and Kimmy time, which was so much fun. We had a great time.
Wow, yeah.
She was boss.
Kimmy time is always good time.
Always good time. And she mowed through her first Haleo, like a boss right before the 10K. So she's fabulous. Thank you, Kimmy Runs the World.
Heather, interested to hear how you're feeling about that question.
Well, we brought up Jen, honestly, because she could not make it at the last minute to Walt Disney World Marathon weekend. Seeing Jen being in the same Disney place as her, we won't be rooming together, but very excited to have my friend, athlete, podcast co-host, and Disney person just at the same place. So I'm really looking forward. I really missed her at marathon weekend, and but she's got some big things happening. So it's going to be a really good, it's going to be a good weekend for her to get away and for me to spend some time with her. But as for the races, I'm going to have to say, I don't think it's too much of a stretch for me to say that running along the outskirts of the Black Spire Outpost, that has been on my heart for a very long time, about 3 years, and it's about time. So yeah, that is probably what I am eyeing to hold on this particular weekend.
You know, I love that we get the opportunity to spotlight that this is about friends that we don't get to see or that we have connections with because of this, all across this country, spread out like we are. We all descend on this place. So I love that. And I love that we've been looking forward to a race course map that puts us through Batu, because that's cool, man. And I've been looking forward to that too. And when first saw the maps, it took me a minute to realize that we would be in that park for that long, and that's what that meant. And very excited. So yes, friendships and these experiences, what it's all about. MK mentioned earlier, you know, we dropped some dollars on these things, but man, the return on it from an emotional and experience standpoint, I think pays for itself. Yes. So great answer. Jez D, eyeing to behold?
Eyeing to behold. I am eyeing to behold a Flower and Garden Festival. Do love Flower and Garden. Just springtime, and it's alive, especially this time of year. Topiaries, butterflies, plant infused food. What's not to love? Also, like the plate, the little. I don't know what the thing is this year. I kind of want to be surprised.
Oh, what you win for the scavenger hunt?
Which you win by paying $7 and just saying, "Here, I finished it. Can you give me my thing?" I'm excited to add to my dish collection.
Jared, what do you do for those? Do you just walk up and say, "Here's $40. Give me the prize"?
I think last time I did that, kind of, I bought the maps. I was like, "Can I redeem these now?" I needed a set of ice cream bowls, and they are very handy.
They are.
It's very fortunate. It makes me not eat ice cream out of a coffee mug or a bowl. A little portion size of ice cream.
Once I use those, was it from Food and Wine?
Maybe.
That was a Food and Wine free prize. First time I portioned out ice cream into one of those and saw how much went in and thought about what I normally put ice cream in. I was like, I eat a lot of ice cream. Okay. Nothing wrong with that, but
What are you eyeing to behold, Lindsay?
I am eyeing to behold, J. Crow, I loved what you said, like the return. We put in literal thousands of dollars into when I did my 30th runDisney race at Princess, I took a moment to like price out how much money I've spent on runDisney, just the races. And there's the dollars I've dedicated. And I have no regrets about that, because even the most terrible races like Princess 2022 half marathon, link above again, maybe. That was thoroughly unpleasant because the weather was terrible. I mean, not as bad as, like 2020 marathon, but it was just not a pleasant race. But so much joy was sparked, even though I puked in a porta potty afterward waiting for the bus. But I'm still so excited because it was so hot. It was gross. So I'm just excited to toe the line, like HJ always talks about, the victory of just towing the line. And of course, going through the new course is going to be so cool to see Toy Story Land and Batu. And who knows if I'll make it there when it's still dark outside, because who knows what corral I'll be in, or if I'll start with the balloon ladies, whatever. It's going to be absolutely glorious. And I'm also, I don't know if you were going to say this, Jackson Spoon, I am super eyeing to behold our friends and viewers. most of them are all the same thing. Actually, I don't think we have any viewers who aren't our friends because we love you. Especially like a Princess, I just cannot say enough about how great it was to meet people who've never even commented and think we're funny on the internet and spend like time and minutes of their life listening to things we say. And so it was awesome meeting dozens of viewers / friends. I am really looking forward to Star Wars Surprise because there are more people, I think even more people that we know who are going to be there. I don't think the Princess demographic is super our demographic. So I think they'll be different. Although I did Princess, so obviously I'm the demographic. But anyway, I can't wait to see our viewers. And I think for all the external validation you give us, viewers, I can assure you that the enthusiasm we will communicate back to you will be 10 times the amount of external validation. So that is a guarantee, money back. You don't feel externally validated after you externally validate us. Give Bob Chapek a call and he will be in touch.
We'll refund you the $0 you pay for this wonderful content.
The emotional energy that you spent to acknowledge our presence in the real world will be reimbursed.
Hear, hear. Well said. And we're going to have a good time coming up here at the Springtime Surprise. I'm the moderator, but I'm going to quickly interject that I am really eyeing to behold Marvin Dovey. This has really become a cool thing for us to see each other more than we would. And so I thank Jar, Ox, and Spoon for getting me clued into this Run Disney thing, because it's really been a good thing for my immediate family to close that gap between Florida and Texas. And so looking forward to seeing you, Marvin Dovey. I know you're watching.
Yay.
Now, to close it out, the man, the myth, the legend, Jar, Ox, and Spoon, the king of all media. Can't wait to hear how you're going to wow us with your eyeing to behold. The channel is on pins and needles to hear. This is what you've been watching this whole video for, is the next few minutes. Jar.
Well, just a few moments ago, you referred to the viewers as paying $0 for content. But alas, I ran this race, or I will run this race through a charity, Give Kids the World. And many gracious people have given their money for just the good cause. Some gave it for merch that came out of this abode. So very much thankful for all of those contributions from everyone around the country, or maybe even around the world. But all of that does not go unnoticed. So being able to thank some of you in person will be great. And just as we mentioned, the external validation, not just that. It's just like hearing people's stories and like why they watch and how it helps them run, which is like, we're like the anti-running channel, but here we are doing the running things. And also what MK said earlier about John, that was a good memory during the marathon weekend. So hopefully we can do something like that. It's always fun when cast members recognize something. There's unaired footage. We were in Animal Kingdom dressed as Monsters Inc. in a Monsters Inc. bound. Insert picture here. And we were taking a picture where like Simba and Timon and Pumbaa are near around Tiffin's, and like the photo pass photographer's like, oh yeah, I see what y'all doing. So times like that where like when the cast members are entertained by just fun things that we think are entertaining to do just for us. Like even if we're just going to someone's house and dressing up in Disney bounds or Star Wars bounds, that sparks joy. But to be able to share it and hopefully be enjoyed by others is something that I am eyeing to behold.
Yes.
And I also have to run.
Because I want to echo, it is more, I mean, we talk about the external validation because it's true and funny, but I know all of us can talk about cool stories we heard about people who happen to watch the channel who are actually incredible people on their own. And we love hearing those. Come tell us fun stories, please. We're usually by the stage, somewhere between the stage and the food tent. Ironically, not eating the food because many of us have an aversion to porta potties. So, no pre-race food.
Not Jay Crow.
Not Jay Crow.
I lived in one, wine and dine.
True.
It was cold.
Yeah, it's cold.
Oh, yeah.
Well, a good time was had by all tonight. Thank you for joining us. Recently, we were able to run in the hot chocolate in Dallas, Texas. It's a 15K, if I remember right. And so I want to throw it to our West Coast Slacker correspondent. She recently completed a hot chocolate. Doris, sign us out.
Hey Slackers, it's your West Coast correspondent. We're here at the Hot Chocolate 15K in San Diego, California, and we had a great day for it. Unlike the Slackers who ran the Hot Chocolate 15K in snow, link above. Can't wait to see everybody at Springtime Surprise. Love the medals, love the food, and be sure to like, subscribe, and tell your mother about this. See ya!